All right, hey guys, I just want to take a moment to talk about the scale of game ratings since this has come up into, I guess, conversation here recently because of a certain game getting a less than desirable rating. So it seems like whenever there's a big game that comes out, and that everybody gives it across the board 10s and 9s. And if a big game, say if a Halo came out and it got an 8, or if an Elder Scrolls or Fallout came out and it got an 8, all of a sudden everybody would just go absolutely bonkers crazy. How can this guy rate this game an 8? They gave it an unfavorable review. It's kind of weird when you got a 10-point scale. Unfavorable to me would be a 1 or a 2, you know. All these numbers are there to be used. It should be, your game is garbage if it's a 1. It's a bad game if it's like a 2, 3. If it's from 4.5 to 6.7, it's an average game, you know, just average, you know. Call of Duty, Tony Hawk, you know, average. It's an average game. A 7 and 8 should be reserved for really good games. And then 9 and 10 should be reserved for just outstandingly, just blowing your mind perfection of games. That's basically how it should be set up. There should be a lot more games getting 5s and 6s. And there should be fewer games getting 10s and 9s. I know this whole thing blew up like huge whenever Obsidian got, what rating was it? It was like an 87 or 83 or something like that. And Bethesda said they had to have an 85 or more to get their bonus. And it's like the sky was falling because they initially got an 83 or something like that, or 8.3. It's like, you know, who cares, you know? As long as it makes more than a 7, I think that's plenty sufficient. Zelda Breath of the Wild, I think, was a fantastic game. Is a fantastic game. I'm still playing it. But I would say, you know, at the very least, that game should get a 7. I was seeing people dropping 6s and 5s on that thing. I'm like, you guys are nuts. You guys are completely out of your mind. You haven't played it. But on the flip side, I've seen games get 9s and 10s where I'm like, that game didn't deserve a 9 or 10. I'm sorry, guys. It's just an average, just run-of-the-mill, you know, just an average game. But why is it that nobody uses the full scale? It's either a game is awesome and it gets a 9 or 10, or it's a crap game and it gets a 7. Or it's an awesome game and it gets a 7 and everybody says they gave it a terrible score. 7's pretty good, you know. You're still in the 70 percentile, which is above average. It's above average. 7 is above average. Average would be a 5. A 6 is above average. A 7 is really above average. So I don't understand that. And on the similar topic, I don't understand why we have the adults only rating and we don't use it. Why is it that if a game gets an adult-only rating, that stores don't want to carry it, Microsoft doesn't want to license it, Sony doesn't want to license it, Nintendo doesn't want to license it? Why is the rating there? If we're not going to use it, why is it there? It's wasting, I don't know, it's wasting kilobytes with graphic, you know? If you're not going to use it, then don't have it exist. Same with the NC-17 rating. Why does it exist if basically nobody is willing to use it? You know, it's just a waste. So people quit wasting things. Stores need to start carrying adult-only games. Theaters need to start carrying NC-17 games. Reviewers need to start, or NC-17 movies. Reviewers need to start giving games what they deserve: 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s. And I think if more games got 6s and 7s, then people will be more acclimated to it. So, I don't know, that's basically my stance. I didn't want to make this a terribly long video. I just wanted to kind of put that out there since this is going on. Everybody's saying, oh my gosh, he gave Zelda such a terrible score. He gave it a 7. A 7's not a terrible score, people. It's not a terrible score. So, yeah, there you go. Peace out.